Good morning, students. In the previous class, we had discussed about the conversion efficiency of transformer coupled class A power amplifier, and we derived that the conversion efficiency of transformer coupled class A power amplifier is 50%. Okay, that has come out to 50% efficiency. Let us solve few of the examples on the class A power amplifier and on the transformer coupled class A power amplifier. Take this example. In the class A power amplifier circuit, RB is equal to 15K, that is base resistance is 15K, RC current resistance is equal to 16 ohm, beta, that is current gain, is equal to 50, VCC power supply, it is 18 volts. The input signal results in a peak base current of 1 milliampere, that is IB peak base current, that is base current peak, IB peak is equal to 1 milliampere. If that is so, then we have to calculate the AC output power, first one. Second one, calculate the DC input power dissipated by the circuit, or the input DC power drawn by the circuit. Then third part is we have to calculate the efficiency of the circuit. I'll repeat the problem. In the class A power amplifier circuit, RB equal to 15K, RC equal to 16 ohm, beta equal to 50, VCC equal to 18 volt. The input signal results in a peak base current of 1 milliampere. Then calculate the AC output power, calculate the DC input power dissipated by the circuit, and the third one, calculate the efficiency of the circuit. So what they have mentioned? They have mentioned that it is a class A power amplifier circuit or class A series fed power amplifier circuit. So class A series fed amplifier circuit, we know that in the class A series fed power amplifier circuit, this is the series fed class A amplifier circuit. Here we are having the base resistance, then the collector resistance RC, right, and the emitter terminal is grounded. This is the series fed class A amplifier. Base resistance RB, collector resistance RC, and the emitter terminal is grounded. Okay. So here they have given all the values. RB is given, RC is given, beta is given, VCC is also given, right? And they have asked to calculate the input power, output power, and the efficiency of the circuit. That is the input DC power, output AC power, and the efficiency of the circuit. Output power and the efficiency of the circuit. That is the input DC power, output AC power, and the efficiency of the circuit. Coming to the example, here we are having IB peak, IB peak, that is given as 1 milliampere. IB peak is 1 milliampere, it is given. If IB peak is known or IB is known, we can calculate easily IC. How? IC is equal to beta into IB. IC is equal to beta into IB. Substitute beta and IB. Beta is how much? How much they are given beta? Beta equal to 50. Then IB peak equal to 1 milliampere. Substitute these values. So it will be 50 into 1 milliampere. That will be equal to 50 milliampere. So the value of IC peak is 50 milliampere. 50 milliampere. The equation for the maximum AC output power. The equation for the maximum AC output power or the AC output power is given by IC square peak into RC by 2. Equation for AC output power is given by IC square peak into RC divided by 2. We know the value of IC peak. Just now we have calculated, that is, it is 50 milliampere. So substitute that value. It will be 50 milliampere square into RC. How much is the value of RC character resistance given? It is 16 ohm. This is multiplied by 16 ohm, the whole divided by 2. If we simplify this, then it will come out to 20 milliwatt. 20 milliwatt. Okay, this is the amount of AC output power, that is 20 milliwatt. So we calculated the AC output power. Next, let us calculate the DC power drawn by the circuit, or the DC power dissipated, DC input power dissipated by the circuit. So the DC input power is calculated by the equation VCC into ICQ. PIDC, input DC power, is given by the equation VCC into ICQ. VCC is already given. VCC is how much? It is 18 volts. It is already given in the statement. Now ICQ, if we want to find ICQ, we have to know IBQ. Is it not? If you want to know ICQ, then we have to know IBQ. If we know IBQ, then we can calculate ICQ using the equation ICQ is equal to beta into IBQ, or IC is beta into IB. Therefore, ICQ will be equal to beta into IBQ. Now, let us first try to find the value of IBQ. Okay, if you want to try to find the value of IBQ, then IBQ is given by VCC minus VBE by RB. This is the equation that we had obtained in the analysis, right? In the analysis of the series fed class A amplifier, is it not? So if we consider this circuit here, right, that is series fed class A amplifier. In this circuit, right, if we apply the KVL to the path VCC minus IBRB minus VBE is equal to 0. If we apply KVL to this path, input path, it will be VCC minus IBRB minus VBE is equal to 0. Okay, or VCC minus VB is equal to IB into RB. Correct? VCC minus IBRB minus VB is equal to 0, or VCC minus VB is equal to IB into RB, or IB is equal to VCC minus VBE by RB. Is it not? VCC minus VBE divided by RB gives the value of the base current IB. Base current IB. Yes. So find the value of IBQ using the equation VCC minus VBA by RB. VCC is given, it is 18 volt. VCC is 18 volt. Then VBE, it is 0.7 volt. That divided by RB. RB is also given, it is 15K divided by 15 kilo ohms. If we simplify this, then we'll get the value of IBQ, base current at the quiescent point or at the operating point, as 1.153 milliampere. Then let us find ICQ using the equation ICQ is equal to beta into IBQ. Beta into IBQ. Beta is given, it is 50. It is multiplied by the IBQ value. We have just now found out the value of IBQ. Substitute that. If you multiply 50 into 1.153 milliampere, the answer comes out to 57.65 milliampere. So the value of ICQ, it is 57.65 milliampere. Knowing the value of ICQ and the given value of VCC, we can find the value of DC input power. The equation for DC input power is VCC into ICQ. VCC into ICQ. VCC is given. What is the value of VCC? 18 volts into ICQ, that is 57.65 milliampere. This comes out to 1.037 watt. 1.037 watt. Then efficiency is calculated by the formula P naught AC divided by PIDC. We know that efficiency is the ratio of output power to input power. And for the series fed class A amplifier, it is the ratio of AC output power delivered to the load divided by, or to the DC input power supplied to the circuit. The AC output power that we have calculated is 20 milliwatt. It will be 20 milliwatt divided by DC input power. DC input power is how much? 1.037 watt. 1.037 watt. Substitute this, then the answer will be equal to 0.0193. If you want to convert it into percentage, then what we have to do? Yes, we have to multiply by 100. So if you multiply this by 100, then we'll get 1.93%. So the efficiency of the given series fed class A power amplifier is 1.93%. Okay. This is how we have to solve this particular example. Let us go to the next example. For the transformer coupled class A power amplifier circuit, the DC base current is 5 milliampere and the AC input signal results in a peak base current swing of 4 milliampere. Assume silicon transistor with beta equal to 30, N1 by N2, that is ratio of primary to secondary turns is 3:1, VCC is 10 volts, RL equal to 8 ohm. Find AC power delivered to the load. Second one, DC power drawn by the circuit. Third one, conversion efficiency. I'll repeat. for the transformer coupled class A power amplifier circuit. That means they have considered transformer coupled class A power amplifier circuit. For this circuit, the DC base current means it is the IBQ. Okay, DC base current means it is the base current at the operating point. That is DC base current. It is 5 milliampere. AC input signal results in a peak base current of 4 milliampere. That is peak base current IB peak. It is equal to 4 milliampere. They have asked to assume silicon transistor and they have given the value of beta. Current gain is given, it is 30. N1 by N2 is also given, it is 3 by 1 or 3 is to 1. VCC supply voltage is 10 volts. Then load resistance is 8 ohm. RL equal to 8 ohm. Then we have to find AC power delivered to the load. Second one, DC power drawn by the circuit or DC input power. Then third one, conversion efficiency. Now let us first write the given details, students. So IBQ is given. I hope all of you are following here. Yes. The IBQ value is given. It is 5 milliampere. IB peak is also given 4 milliampere. Beta is 30. N1 by N2 is 3 is to 1 or 3. VCC equal to 10 volts. RL equal to 8 ohm. Now for the transformer coupled class A power amplifier. For the transformer coupled class A power amplifier, what is the value of VCEQ? Let us go back to the transformer coupled class A power amplifier. It is this particular, it is curve of IC versus VCE, the graph of IC versus VCE. Here, if we see here, right, in this graph, VCEQ is equal to VCC. Correct? VCEQ is equal to VCC for the transformer coupled class A power amplifier. So write it, VCEQ is equal to VCC. So VCEQ is equal to VCC. What is VCC value? It is given, it is 10 volt. So that will be equal to 10 volt. VCEQ is equal to VCC equal to 10 volt. Then ICQ. ICQ will be beta times the IBQ. Yes or no? ICQ will be beta times the IBQ. Beta is given, it is 30. 30 multiplied by IBQ is 5 milliampere. That comes out to 30 into 5, that is 150 milliampere. Then let us calculate the peak collector current. Peak collector current. Okay. Peak collector current, because they are given the value of peak base current. From this we can easily find the value of peak collector current using the equation IC peak is equal to beta times the peak base current. This IC peak is equal to beta into IB peak, that is beta is 30 into IB peak, it is 4 milliampere, right? If you multiply these two, then 30 into 4 is 120 milliampere. The value of IC peak is 120 milliampere. Now let us calculate each one of the asked parameters. First, they have asked AC power delivered to the load. The equation for AC power delivered to the load is given by P naught AC is equal to VC peak square divided by 2RL dash. It is given by P naught AC is equal to VC peak square divided by 2RL dash. We have derived all these equations when we were discussing about the transformer coupled power amplifier. Then this is also equal to IC peak square into RL dash by 2. IC peak square into RL dash by 2. They are given the value of IB and we also calculated the IC peak value. So IC peak value we know. We don't know the value of RL dash. So we have to calculate the value of RL dash. Right? If we calculate the value of RL dash and substituting IC peak and RL dash in this equation, we'll be able to calculate the value of AC output power. Yes or no? So RL dash is given by RL into N1 by N2 the whole square. RL dash is equal to RL into N1 by N2 the whole square. RL is 8 ohms, it is given. RL is given, it is 8 ohms. This into N1 by N2. N1 by N2 is 3 or 3 is to 1. Right? Ratio of primary to secondary turns. Substitute that. So it will be 8 ohm into 3 square, that is 8 ohm into 9. That comes out to 72 ohms. That means the value of RL dash is equal to 72 ohms. Knowing the value of IC peak and RL dash and substituting in this equation, P naught AC is equal to IC peak square into RL dash by 2. That will be equal to 120 milliampere. That is the value of the IC peak. We have to square it. Okay, we have to square this here. IC peak square into 72 ohms divided by 2 into 72 ohms divided by 2. So the answer is how much? How much you are getting here? That will come out to 0.5184 watt or approximately 0.52 watt. Here the square term is missing. Just please consider that it is 120 milliampere square. Okay. IC peak is 120 milliampere square into 72 ohms. That divided by 2, that will come out to 0.52 watt approximately. It is 0.5184. That is nothing but approximately 0.52 watt. Okay. Then the DC power drawn by the circuit, PIDC, it is VCC into ICQ. VCC into ICQ. VCC is 10 volts. 10 volts it is given. That multiplied by ICQ. ICQ we have calculated here. You can see it is 150 milliampere. Substitute that. So 150 milliampere into 10 volts or 10 volts into 150 milliampere. If we find the value of this, it comes out to 1.5 watt. Okay, 150 into 10 volt. Okay, into 10 raised to minus 3. Right, into 10 raised to minus 3. It will be 1.5 watt. Now knowing these values, we also know the AC output power. We know the AC DC input power. By now we can find the value of conversion efficiency or the theoretical efficiency or the collector circuit efficiency. That is given by percentage eta is equal to P naught AC by Pi DC into 100%. P naught AC is how much we have calculated? It is 0.52 watt. Okay, that divided by Pi DC is 1.5 watt into 100%. If we simplify this, then it will come out to 34.52%. Okay, 34.52%. So this is the value of, or 34.7%. Sorry, 34.7% is the value of conversion efficiency. Okay. So this is how we are calculating the values of the AC power delivered to the load, DC power drawn by the circuit, and the conversion efficiency. Okay. Next topic is Class B push-pull power amplifier. Class B push-pull power amplifier. So in this Class B push-pull amplifier, the output signal is obtained only for as one half of the entire range of the input signal. If we are applying the entire one full cycle of the input signal, the output signal is just half of the applied input signal. Okay. So if we want to get a full cycle of output signal, we have to use two transistors. If we want to obtain full cycle of the output signal, we have to use two transistors. For the first transistor, to obtain output for full cycle of signal, it is necessary to use two transistors. One transistor conducts for positive half cycle and the other transistor conducts for the negative half cycle. Hence we will be getting the one full cycle of output signal at the output. Okay, the transistor conducts for only one half cycle of the signal cycle in the Class B power amplifier. If we want to obtain the output for one full cycle of the applied input signal, we have to use two transistors. The first transistor conducts for the positive half cycle and the second transistor will be conducting for the negative half cycle of the input signal. Hence at the output we will be getting one full cycle of the signal. One full signal cycle will be obtained at the output. Okay. Now there are two configurations here for the Class B push-pull power amplifier. Right. In the first configuration, it requires two DC power supplies, whereas in the second configuration, only one power supply is sufficient. This is Class B push-pull power amplifier, which is requiring two power supplies. Okay, VCC one here for the upper circuit. For the lower circuit, there is one more VCC. Okay, we are applying the input signal here, and we are getting only half portion here, or from the upper circuit or from the upper transistor, and from the lower circuit or the lower transistor we'll be getting the negative half cycle. So both combined together at the load we will be getting one full cycle of the load signal. Okay, one full cycle output is obtained at the load. Okay, this is using two power supplies, two VCCs. Okay, then there is one more configuration which makes use of only one VCC. This is only one VCC here, and the other VCC this side it is not connected to VCC, but it is connected to ground here. Okay, only the upper transistor is connected to VCC, and the other portion which was supposed to be connected to VCC in the previous configuration here, right, that is not connected to VCC, but it is connected to ground. Then the two circuits are interconnected between each other. We are applying the input signal, and then the output is taken at the load, which is one entire range of the signal. Entire range or entire cycle of the signal is obtained at the output because of the usage of two transistors. One transistor conducting for positive half cycle of the signal, and the other transistor conducting for the negative half of the signal. Okay. So this is about the introduction to the class B push-pull power amplifier. In today's class, we discussed two examples. One example on class A power amplifier circuit, right? And the other example on transfer coupled class A power amplifier circuit, where we obtained the values of AC power delivered to the load, DC power drawn by the circuit, and we found out the conversion efficiency for each of these circuits. And we also started with the introduction of the class B push-pull power amplifier circuit. Okay. That's all for today's class, students. I hope everybody have understood. If there are any questions or queries, please send your questions to me. I'll clarify your questions. I'll answer to your questions. Thank you.